beautiful people, and welcome back to another episode of Black Business Booming. I'm Coach Mike of P&Z, and I'm just excited, man, about this whole process and this venture to highlight some Black businesses that's doing some great things all over, no matter where they are in their timeline. And I'm excited also because so far, man, it's been people I know, people I've been rocking with. It's been some family, man, some college friends, and, some people I met on social media that I've become close with. And I have another awesome guest today. So, again, I just encourage everyone to like, subscribe, share, and definitely get in touch with all of the business owners that you see on Black Business Booming. So I have an awesome guest today, man, truly like a brother to me. And we were just kind of talking before starting. It's like, man, we go back, college, Greek life, work life, and all that, man. So I want to take this opportunity, man, let my awesome guest introduce yourself, bro. Tell us your name, where you're from, and all that good jazz.
Well, first, Mike, man, I just want to say thank you for this interview, man. I want to commend you on all your business endeavors and really just commend you on finding what works with your recovery from your accident, man. You've done a great job. I've been tracking you on social media.
Yeah.
I just want to encourage you, man. Keep it up. But I'm Eric A.G. I'm the owner and creator of Strategy, which Strategy is an apparel brand. But I'm from Birmingham. Been from Birmingham most of my life. I moved to a small town called Columbiana. Then I went to UAB. That's where I met you, Mike, obviously, to the viewers. And I got a bachelor's in fitness leadership. And I hung out for a while. And I went back and got a master's from Alabama in health studies. So I'm just excited to be here, man. Excited to let the people know what I got going on.
That's awesome, man. And thank you, man, just for that acknowledgement. Like you said, man, we go all the way back to UAB days, man. Been a journey, man. I realized that when we start thinking back to 03, 04, 02, it's been a while.
For a while, yeah.
Time ain't waiting on us.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, man. But definitely, I appreciate you, man, just for your time and for doing this, man. Definitely, again, like I said, just putting all my people on, man. There's so many. Yeah. I say this probably in every interview. And I say, I don't need people to tell me what Black people are or are not doing because I know what my circle's doing.
Right.
You just think about some of the people we know, doctors, lawyers, teachers, educators, parents, doing all these things, entrepreneurs, multiple businesses, investors. So I'm just excited, man. So Eric, man, tell everybody what's your business, man, and, when you started it and kind of what inspired you to do so.
Well, real quick, you mentioned parents, so let me shout out my wife and my two kids. They keep me moving, man, a huge part of my motivation and success. But what I do is I sell fitness apparel. So my company is Strategy. My last name is AG. So many years ago, probably about 12, 13 years ago, I decided to try to figure out how could I come up with, my own brand name. So I got the name. Strategy, find what works for you, what works for all of our clients. And much like myself, we train for 15, 16 years. And the goal is to try to find what works for each individual. So that was many years ago, but, sometimes it takes that experience to bring the full dream into fruition. So, as far as inspiration, a lot of people just say, hey, I'm going to start a business. Hey, I'm going to, I see something positive, and I get motivated. But for me, my journey was a little different. I sat on the idea for many years, but I had a doctor's visit. I go annually to the doctor. So, I tell any African Americans, man, go to the doctor annually. If you feel something, go to the doctor, get checked. But nevertheless, I went and, I was working out about 206 pounds. That's a little heavy for me. But, I got my lab results back and they said, you're pre-diabetic. And you have, your blood pressure is high. So instantly I said, well, I didn't take that as a moment of, to get down or depressed, but it was a moment of awakening. So often in our community, we just say, well, we have this genetically. But a lot of times, I would argue and say it's really just behavior. So, it's really behavior. So I said, let me not embrace the diagnosis or from the lab results, but let me find what works. Let me do something different. So from that, I said, let me find what works, my tagline. And I started eating differently. I started, sleeping more, trying to cut out stresses in my life, and started to do more cardio for me. And that's what worked for me. And, I went back to the doctor and everything was normal. So it was just a motivation for me to go ahead and start the business, which actually started the business last summer. I think it was June. But my first item was sold probably in January, because it just took so much time. But for me, the apparel is a way for me to get my message out, and it's something that I'm passionate about. And it's a small reminder. I say it's merchandise that motivates. So it's a small reminder that when we put on a T-shirt, when we put on a mask, or when we put on some joggers or a hoodie or whatever the case may be, whatever item you purchase, that when you look in the mirror, it's a reminder that we have to find what works in our life, but specifically when it comes to our fitness endeavors.
Yeah, man, I love that, man, because of course, we have the same degree, in that fitness leadership, and it's truly what drove my decision to do what I do, and
Right,
like you said, in that 15 years of training, my thing was, man, what can I do to kind of give people a little bit more? You know what
right,
I'm saying? And like you said, it's all about finding what works. And for me, it was like, okay, Mike, you like to help people. You know what
right,
I mean? You're an encourager, motivator. So how can you help people break through? And so that's what
right,
kind of led me to life coaching. But
right,
that's big, man. When you have an internal drive, you mentioned, me bouncing back from my accident. It's one of those things where I had to do something, man. I started looking at this weight. Thankfully, I never had any health scares, but it's like, hey, Mike, come on, man.
right,
You're a brand, right? So it's like, man, you're repping fitness and health.
right, right,
so so that
right,
was the thing, man. And I love that. I love your tagline, to find what works, because I think too many times people want to do what Eric is doing. People want to do what Mike is doing. No, you got to find what works for you. So
right,
that's
right.
dope, man. So in starting your business, you talked about like starting in June and then selling your first piece of apparel in January. So what was one of the most challenging things about starting your business, or the formation of it? What was some of the challenges there?
Well, man, it's, finding the knowledge. You have to have the desire, but a lot of times I see where, in our community, we just dive in. So I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to be patient. I wanted to take the time, become well read on, what it takes to run a business or to start a business, and just take it step by step. So, the challenge was just being patient and pacing myself to find all the information that I needed in order to be effective and to be strategic. So, from the LLC to the articles of incorporation to starting, the business, just simple business checking account. And in my case, I found an African American lawyer to help me with that, and
Mm.
just, step by step, someone I trusted, someone who I valued their knowledge. It's actually AG Law. It's my cousin, AG Law LLC downtown, and she helped me through the process. And that part, it was a waiting game, and it took resources, it took some money to
Right.
get started. And those are things that we're aware of, but we just have to know that it takes time and it takes resources. So you have to really be passionate about your business.
Mm.
After that, it was okay. Where do I want to go? What type of clothing do I want to sell? So I went through the process of filling the fabric. Um, I went through the process of getting a logo, looking at different logos. So I just took my time, and if it didn't move me, I didn't go with it. So
Yeah.
this is what moved me. I did some surveys with 30 or 40 people when it came to the logo and the tagline, and people who I trusted, some people who I knew, some people I didn't know, just to get a sense of what the idea would do in the market.
Man, that's awesome. And I mean, that what you said, man, is that passion, being passionate
Right,
about it. That that's a big part of it, man. Because if we're watching this, I just want to just highlight all the work you put into that. Those things to get started, man. Putting in that work to make sure you know what product, what kind you want, getting that legal representation, LLC, all that stuff is part of it. So if you're going to something that it's like, okay, yeah, I think I can do this, but you're not passionate about it,
right,
you might want to rethink. So that's awesome, man. And so now, in having the business going and being established, what are some of the day-to-day challenges of being an entrepreneur and running the business?
Well, it may be basic to some, and I know you're all over social media, but for me, it's finding that right post, finding the time, finding that right angle.
Yeah.
You know, we're older millennials, but I was only on Facebook. I wanted to have a reason to actually join Instagram, so I got on Instagram with Strategy Fitness, and for me, that's a challenge to find that angle and to find what I want to say, and just the time. I'm a full-time professor at Lawson State Community College. So, I still try to find time to keep this business going. And I mean, that's really one of the major challenges, other than not having enough supply, not having enough apparel.
Right.
But I know that comes in time. And everybody wants different colors. I want different colors too. Everybody wants to see what's next. And I like the excitement, and it keeps me going. And, it just shows that it's a demand. So those two things are really just, supply and demand, and also, what am I going to put on social media?
Right. Yeah, definitely, man. That's one of the things where it's that constant process, man. You with social media, you got to be always on.
Right.
What's the trends? When you're posting and all this scheduling, just a lot of things I'm learning still daily. And that is a challenge. But again, it goes back to what you said about having that passion. And when you're passionate about it, it's like, okay, I'm up to the challenge, so it makes it worthwhile. So in contrast to that, like the challenges, what are some of the more satisfying things about your business, or the most satisfying thing about you being an entrepreneur and getting your business going and running?
Well, fitness is my passion, but similar to you, helping people is my purpose. So for me, it's not just, I tell people all the time, this is a business. It's not just a hustle. I aim to provide quality apparel and also a positive message. So to know that, I'm not just pushing a t-shirt, I'm pushing a message, I'm pushing a healthier lifestyle, that helps me and that excites me. And to know that when somebody, puts on their tights, they put on, whatever piece they purchase, and they report back to me and say, hey, I'm motivated because of what it says. And, I wear this on my fitness journey. So while, as a personal trainer, you're limited, we're there, we can only train so many people a day.
Right.
But to know that my shirt, my piece of apparel inspires somebody when they look in the mirror to accomplish a healthier lifestyle, then I feel as if I've expanded my reach, in order to motivate somebody. So that's exciting. And then also an opportunity to circulate the Black dollar, to keep it in our communities, to be in a position to be philanthropic and to donate to charities, to inner city schools, and anything that may be coming up, any issues in our community, to know that as a business, I will be able to contribute to the voice just by having my resources.
Man, that's dope, man. Because again, like with our background and being in Greek organizations, community service is a big part of what we do. And so having that, and you explain almost the whole purpose of this platform. Just me starting up Black Business Booming, this segment is to say, let me do my part. Now, I can't support every Black business I hear about every single day, but what I can do is share my platform. Say, look, let me tell you about this brother who's doing some awesome things. This full-time college professor that's starting a business that's motivating people through his brand. So that's what it's all about, man. And it's it's thinking forward to what you're trying to build instead of just the right now. So that's huge, man. So for that person watching and saying, okay, man, I see these two brothers, man, they're business owners, they're entrepreneurs. I think I could do that. Or that person who's just getting started or want to start a business. What's some advice that you would give the aspiring entrepreneur?
Well, we've used the term passionate so many times, but a lot of people may not know what they're passionate about. So I always say, look where you are and look at what you're good at or what you're doing. And that may be what you need to start your business in. But you may find that what you're doing is not what you're passionate about. and you're not good at it. So then you say, well, what am I good at? What comes naturally to me? And then once you gear that answer toward the business, I believe, you'll start to see your purpose and fulfillment start to come to light and come to surface. And, once you learn the knowledge of running that business or starting that business, then you'll start to see things take off because you'll never get tired. I stay up
Yeah.
I wake up thinking about it. I stay up 2, 3 in the morning thinking about it. I'm constantly trying out products. So, I would say to the person aspiring to start a business, man, be passionate, take your time, and pick something that you're good at. Pick something that comes natural and strive really to put out quality. And I think sometimes Black businesses get a bad rap about the quality and things of that nature, and sometimes it may cost a little more. And these are just various complaints that we may hear or may experience. But that's why we need to strive to put out quality,
Yeah.
no matter what we're doing.
Right. Yeah. And I that's huge in and of itself because it's like it's taking pride in what, it's taking pride in what you do and what you put out, man. And it's something that, at the end of the day, you can look at it and you could be excited about that. That's something that you want to share and tell people about. And that's it. I think it builds more confidence as well because, if you half stepping, that confidence ain't there. You like, yeah, Mike, you got a business. Yeah. So you know, that's
Yeah,
not attractive.
you only get so many shots,
Exactly.
and
Exactly.
for me personally, I went for comfort. I went for, I know I need something I know is going to be comfortable
Yeah.
for people to wear. And then, let's make sure that it stays on. Let's make sure that it's moisture management. All of those things that I would do or I wear and I would like to experience. We have to make sure that our customers, our clients, our purchasing friends, as I like to call it, they're experiencing the same thing that we like.
Right. I like that, man. Because yeah, and look, as a owner of one of your T-shirts, I can say that they're comfortable.
Yeah,
It. I don't know, man. For me, I get new apparel, and it's when they're super nice. I almost don't want to break them in. Like I almost don't want to work out at all because it feels so good. So definitely, man, y'all check it out, man. Check out all the strategies apparel, man. And so finding what works, man. What's next for strategy? What's next? What's on the radar?
Well, first things first, we definitely got to get more apparel going. We want more styles. We want more, athleisure, more athletic wear. So we're going to be pushing more products. Other than that, I'm reaching out to young aspiring students who want to be a personal trainer and who may not have the funding to get the certification. So I'm offering them an opportunity to intern with me, and strategy will help facilitate some of that learning and offset some of the costs that is related to getting the personal training certification. So that's a way for me to give back and propel them into their possible careers. And also, I look to give to the inner city, Birmingham City schools, and just adopt a school or just be able to be somebody who's consistently donating to the causes in Birmingham City schools.
Man, that's awesome. That's huge, man. I think one of the things that I can say too about you is always that selflessness. You know what I mean, and that looking to help and help people. It's little things, man, that you told me over the years that sticks in my head.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean. So that's awesome, man. And again, just being in entrepreneurship and being in business and growing and developing, even in higher education, all these things, it gives you that opportunity to do more of that. So I think that's awesome. And that's another thing for that aspiring entrepreneur to think about, yeah, it's going to be some challenges. It's going to be difficult sometimes, but look at the things that it will afford you in terms of time and giving back. All of that, man, there's just so much to it. And it just makes a beautiful situation when you can make those decisions.
Yeah, you want to be, and that's part of entrepreneurship as well, man. Be the decision maker, and you can really control how you spend your time and your money, and your ability. So, as you say, be a light to somebody or share your light, be a blessing to somebody else and just be able to be a positive, have a positive impact on someone, man. It's no good if we just keep it to ourselves. So we definitely got to share what we have with others.
Yeah, definitely. Love that, man. So tell everybody, man, how they can find strategy, how they can get in touch and see what's going on with the business and, anything else that you want to tell about the business.
Yeah, well, you can follow me on Instagram, strategy, that's STRATAGEE fitness, and also my website, strategyfitness.com. So just take a look. Love for you to visit.
Awesome. Awesome, man. Look, bro, again, I appreciate your time, man, and for doing this, man. It's just, again, this gives me more energy to drive harder and to do more because, again, it's just knowing that so many people in my circle are doing some amazing things, man. I have a running list of people who I'm going to get on this platform. That's just, it just gives me more fuel to keep going every day. And every time I can talk to someone and interview and get kind of some of the behind the scenes stuff that you just don't necessarily see. And, people see this business and, oh yeah, you're doing great. And when you get to these higher places, they don't see all the stuff behind the scenes. And so it's been an awesome journey of doing this, man. So I definitely appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, man. Hey, I'm humble, man. Hey, thanks for the chance, man. I always see you soon. Keep up with you, and man, keep doing what you're doing. And again, just thanks for having me on. I appreciate you big time.
Definitely. Definitely. So everybody, of course, I'm going to put in the information in the description of how you can check out strategy and see what's going on with this awesome Black business that's booming. Look, I want you to find what works and everybody continue to like, subscribe, share, and we'll see you next time on another episode of Black Business Booming. Peace.